And ngayong araw pong ito, we put the spotlight on downhill skating. And we are lucky to have with us in the studio, live, face-to-face interview natin muli. Walang iba kung hindi ang lalaban sa World Skate Games 2022 in Argentina, Mr. Tom Romualdez. Good morning, Tom. Thank you so much for dropping by.
Good morning, Noli. Thank you for having me. Thank you for this opportunity, and congratulations for you're the newly appointed PSC chairman.
Thank you so much, Tom. Well, first of all, let me just get about talk about downhill skating.
Yeah.
Tell us about downhill skating. How is this played, and what is the objective of the sport?
All right. So I would like to say, downhill skateboarding is basically like the F1, like the Formula One of skateboarding. It's basically a race, right? It's a race to the bottom of the hill. There's a start line and there's a finish, and basically karera yan, diba? And it's a bracketing system. So basically, it's an elimination round.
Right.
So we race in heats of 4, and the top 2 advance until you reach the quarterfinals, semifinals, and then eventually the finals. Yeah.
So the objective here is really time coming down the hill, and that seems to me like a very dangerous sport. Huh?
It is a very dangerous sport. It's very high risk. It's an adrenaline rush. It's an extreme sport, really.
Yeah.
So basically the format works like Formula One. So we have practice, we have qualifying, and then we have race day. So qualifying, that's time trials. You're going down. You're not racing with anyone. You're racing yourself, right?
Right.
So you're trying to go as fast as possible, and then after that, you're seeded into race heats.
Yeah.
And then that's when the elimination rounds begin.
Tom, we did very well. Maganda ang pinakita natin in the Southeast Asian Games in 2019. We had 6 medals in skateboarding.
Yeah.
And of course, part of that was the gold medal won by Jaime de Lang in downhill skateboarding. You are now going to be competing. Let me ask you, how did you get into this sport? I mean, what year did you get into this?
So I actually started.
You seem very young, Tom.
Seriously,
You seem very young.
I'm 24.
24.
Yeah.
That's so young. Okay, all right, but when did you start?
So I started when I started really skateboarding in local events when I was around 15 years old.
Wow.
But I started when I was around 12. I saw a YouTube video, and then my dad bought me a longboard, and then I started just skating around their village, and just really I really enjoyed it. But I really started seriously racing when I was 15. Yeah.
And who introduced you to the sport?
So basically, I was it was just
Really, just
a
watching
bunch of friends watching on YouTube, and then napasama ako sa mga friends ko na, uy, meron mga nagsiskate dito, longboard.
Wow.
So sumama lang ako, and then obviously when I joined them, it's like, uy, may magagaling pala dito, may scene dito. Diba? And so after that,
Where did you start doing downhill skateboarding?
in Santa Rosa.
Santa Rosa.
In the Santa Rosa area,
Wow.
New Valley.
New Valley.
Yeah. So I started doing it, and then I basically learned that ay may magagaling dito. So I joined them, and then eventually they said, "Sama ka." They noticed me in an event, it was like a slide jam event, and I joined, and then I realized na, "Oy, okay to." Diba? Masaya.
Now that you're more into it,
Yeah.
Do you have professional coaching now?
Yeah, we do. Actually, this is very interesting because our coaches during the 2019 SEA Games, makakalaban namin.
Ngayon?
Oo, they're Australian. Si Harry Clark, the world champion.
Yes.
And Josh Evans. They're actually we're gonna be racing against them in this event. So it's very exciting. We get an opportunity to race with our coaches.
Wow.
Against them.
And improve, that you've learned a lot from them.
Exactly.
I see a lot of your scratches on your arms.
Yeah.
Madami
yan, madaming battle scars.
Grabe, no? It really looks like you came from a war. But despite that, obviously you like the sport. What do you like about it?
Man, there's a lot about it. I think for me, it's really just the feeling you get, and everything, all the problems that you have just disappear, and you're just in this zone, but most of the aside from that, I think it's really the family and the community that we have, because skateboarding really has a strong sense of community.
Well, that's good. And talking about family, Tom, You come from a very prominent family. Your name obviously is a prominent name, especially at this time. Are you related to the president at all?
Oh yeah, actually he's somehow related to my mom's side actually.
Your
my mom's
mom's
the
side.
Romualdez.
Yes.
Yeah, my mom's dad is the Bejo Romualdez. So,
Bejo Romualdez.
Yeah, younger-
the sister, the brother,
younger
the younger
brother
brother
of
of
Imelda Marcos,
the
yeah.
first lady, of the former first lady.
Yeah.
So the president is actually your uncle.
Yeah, something like that.
Wow.
Yes.
and that's my question, because my question is, given this kind of sport,
Yeah.
how dangerous it is. How dangerous it is.
How does my mom feel about that?
Yeah, do you get support from your family?
Yeah, for sure I got support. But when I was younger, my mom was always so scared. And also my dad. But I told them, Mom, Dad, this is what I love. And my parents are very, very, my whole family is so supportive of me. And they said, if that's what you love, just please, use protective gear, be
Right,
safe,
right.
and, tell us where you are and try not to skate. Because when I was young, I was skating a lot of open roads.
Open roads. And
So
that's
where do you practice?
Oh,
diba? We
yeah,
practice
that's
on
right.
mountain roads.
That's
diba?
right. That's right.
Yeah, but now, we got smarter, and then we have a lot of support now, diba? Both from the local government, PSC, and now we're able to, close roads and have proper practice.
I read. I was going through some literature about downhill skateboarding, and I saw that the need for equipment. A helmet,
Yeah,
pads, and obviously the right longboard.
the right longboard. Yeah, so the equipment is a very important aspect of the sport. Just like in Formula One, your race car is a very important thing, right? You're one with it, right? So we have leather suits and aerodynamic helmets.
Wow.
Yeah, and then
Wow.
we have special skateboards, and
Wow.
the trucks. Basically, the steering mechanism is what's very crucial. Yeah, and it's very fine tuning. You depending on the track, depending on the setting of where you're racing. We change wheels
Right,
depending on the run, depending on who we're racing. It's very strategic.
Oh,
It's
nice.
both a physical and the mental thing.
It sounds so interesting. It sounds
Yeah.
it sounds so complicated as well. So
Yeah.
how do you train? I mean, it looks like a very demanding sport,
Yes.
because you'll have to be very focused. You have to be very strong, I suppose,
Correct.
in your legs.
Yeah, legs.
and your core.
Well,
how do you train?
it's actually really everything. Legs, upper body, and core. Your core is a big part for sure. You're right. And basically, we have a combination of strength training, explosive functional training,
Right.
and then of course skateboarding. So our training is a mix of many things.
Right, right.
And we have to do this on the daily.
What's the most important skill for a skateboarder, downhill skateboarder?
The most important skill, I guess, that would probably be your awareness of space.
Awareness.
Yeah, awareness of space, along with obviously just being able to skateboard and having all the basic skills. But I think when it comes to racing at a very high level, it's really that the awareness of space and knowing your weaknesses and strengths.
Yeah.
Kasi, Noli, it's all about who can make less mistakes.
Right. That's true.
Yeah, that's all
true.
about that.
And obviously, the less mistakes, the faster is the time, and that's
Correct.
That's the whole objective.
That's the whole objective.
You are competing in the World Skate Games in Argentina, of course, in the downhill skateboard event. How can you tell us about this particular event? You said that this is the World Cup of
Parang
skateboarding.
ganun. Yeah, because this event actually happens every 4 years.
Every 4 years
diba?
now. How did you qualify?
I was actually the only Filipino who skated the last World Skate Games in Barcelona, 2019.
I see.
And then, of course, during the SEA Games, we had the whole series of regional and national qualifying events. And
Right.
I was in the training pool already. So, that's how I qualified for it. But this event is really a big event. And the last time, I was the only Filipino who skated, diba?
Right, right.
And I think I placed top 15 in the world.
Wow.
Yeah, and the closest mga Asians were probably 50 something. So
Right.
there's really a big chance. And now I'm going to Argentina with a team, diba? And
So it's a lot better now.
of course, it's a different the feeling of having teammates and having that kind of support. And I'm gonna be going with actually Jaime and Duke, the SEA Games medalists, and of course our only girl, Rydel Abarico from Surigao del Norte.
Okay.
So
So what is the goal? What is the goal here,
To win.
Tom?
to win, to do our best and try and win. I mean, that's something we always we always strive for. You know, we don't settle, and we're just gonna do our best. We're gonna go there and try to win.
How important is this for you?
It's very important. This is, you know, I have sacrificed a lot. My family sacrificed a lot to, you know, really support me in this career, and all my life it's been downhill skateboarding.
And when you look at this now, how much of an impact will this particular competition have, insofar as trying to propagate the sport? Because obviously, you know, this is a young sport. This is a sport for a lot of the young kids that actually are very interested. But how do you promote this sport in the Philippines?
So, you know, in terms of popularity, after Marjolin Didal won the 2018 Asian Games, things really started to change. And, you know, she's our #1 Olympic bet. And, you know, government started to notice, oh, we have a chance in this. And we got support. Now, I really think that we still have to focus on, you know, content creation, media, and really exposure.
Yeah.
And then, of course, really getting the youth engaged and really focusing on the next generation.
Do you think this is a sport that's fit for Filipinos?
Yeah. I really would
I mean,
say.
when you look at the world stage and competing against, as you said, the world's best, in which you will be doing in Argentina.
Yeah, I really think that, you know, we everywhere in Luzon, Mindanao, Visayas, we really have. I see the potential. Now we just need to bring it out. You know, bring it out and really support these athletes and give them that support that they need. Because, you know, when I was just in Alegria in Surigao del Norte a couple weeks back, and I was there skateboarding, training camp, and with the locals there. And when I saw them, you know, these guys are skateboarding. Their skateboards are made out of marine ply.
Local.
They have like
local materials.
Local materials, and you know, their wheels are broken, and they're so good. If we get these athletes of ours on proper equipment, man.
And of course,
it's going to be crazy to
the
see.
facilities, you know.
Of course, yeah,
that's
that's what we really need.
Yeah.
And if we can get that, we can win.
Well, we're hoping that, of course, many people will support skateboarding, and of course, from the Philippine Sports Commission, we will continue to support a lot of these emerging sports, especially for the young. So, I guess, Tom, maybe you can invite our Filipino fans to support the skateboarding, and of course support you in the coming championships.
I hope you guys can support the Philippine team of downhill skate and skateboarding in general, and you know, in the Philippines. This is an upcoming thing, and abangan nyo na lang. Give us all we need is just a little bit of support. If you guys are behind us, you know, we're gonna do our best. We're really gonna do our best to win.
And of course, they will be praying for the entire delegation going to Argentina.
For sure, support. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. That will be a big help.
Absolutely. Yeah. Come on, give us your
my Instagram
account.
My Instagram account is tommyboy.romualdez, and my TikTok is, I think, Tom Romualdez. Yeah.
Right.
Wala pa akong masyadong madaming followers.
Sundan natin, ha? Tommy Boy Romualdez, and of course Tom Romualdez. Tom, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Noli.
And coming over today.
Thank you.
All right, mga kaibigan, just before we go, salamat nga pala kay Riza Diaz for bringing Tom over here in